You ever been in that moment where you said you'd start a movie channel and then you did one review and then you said you'd do another one, and it only took you one whole bloody year to get to another one? Hi guys, it's Pulp Kill Bill Fiction back here again with a second review. I'm so sorry it's been so long. It's been over a year now, but things have happened and other commitments took place. But I'm back here now and I promise I'm going to do more content for you as the coming days come, with more movie reviews coming as well. So let's get back right into it with the second review. I've done so many of Marvel's Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange follows neurosurgeon and big-headed Benedict Cumberbatch in the role of Stephen Strange. After a fatal car crash where he loses the ability of his famous hands, he must travel across the world to find the secret temple who can cure his hands in the strangest of ways, and also learn new abilities and new things about the world they didn't know were possible. Comment below if you noticed my little strange pun. Now, prior to this movie, I didn't really know too much about Doctor Strange and his origin and the world he's built around him, but I was first introduced to him in 2006 in the Marvel Alliance game, where you go to the Sanctum Sanctorium section, and then also in the same year there was like an animated film of Doctor Strange for a guy who loses the ability of his hands and can't use them, and that's what he relies on to get through in life. That's what he's most famous for, and I think that's quite an interesting idea, to take something that means so much to someone and then just take it away. And that's what Stephen Strange is. He's stripped from something, and that's his hands. That's what sets him off on this journey to go and heal them, but it's also taken him on a slightly different path. I don't know how hard it is to not say strangest path. So many puns. When Marvel first announced Doctor Strange, and that was part of the Phase 3 announcement about 2 years ago, it was always rumoured up to that point that it would happen, but I always knew that Kevin Feige had a passion for the character and that he wanted to see fruition of the story, and I heard like rumblings about it not being an origin story, but also the fact that he was already mentioned and it's established in the MCU in Captain America Winter Soldier. There was like a little cameo there which I think everyone knows about. Apart from the Winter Soldier, the only other mention of Doctor Strange or an Easter egg in Doctor Strange is the Eye of Agamotto in Odin's trophy room in Thor 1. It was 5 years ago, that's just hard to believe. The character of Doctor Strange having his first solo film, without being established or introduced as like a little cameo in other Marvel movies prior to this, is kind of a risky move, but then so Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't even know what Guardians of the Galaxy was properly, and then when you're introduced to them and it was a massive hit, Marvel can do no wrong. Positives I can say about Doctor Strange is that the world built around Doctor Strange is incredible. It is so authentic to Steve Ditko's art in the comic books. You'll see how psychedelic everything is. Like literally, if you went to this movie high, it'd probably give you a good time. There's some strong, strange shit. Strange pun number 3. I have no idea why I said that in a Michael Caine voice. The most outstanding thing about it is the IMAX visuals, like the 3D imagery and cinematography in this movie is incredible, especially when he goes into the different realms and when he's in the Sanctum Sanctorium, and like everything with the mind-bending images and the building bends that you see in the trailer is literally in the movie. Obviously, it's in the trailer, why the hell did I say that? Incredible sight to see, and as an audience member you have to connect to the main character, and when we're trying to connect with Benedict Cumberbatch, Stephen Strange, you really do get invested into the world that he's in, because it is incredible, and that's down to the filmmakers and Scott Derrickson for pulling off such a vivid and vast and such expansive imagination, and to put that on the screen must have been extremely hard, so I give full-on props to those guys. Again, I do recommend seeing it in 3D in IMAX as well, because it's just an experience you will never forget. I wonder if I get paid extra for selling it in 3D. Another beneficial and positive point I can say about the film is Benedict Cumberbatch as Stephen Strange. With myself being a Brit and seeing a Brit do an American accent, sometimes it can be really off-putting and sometimes it doesn't work, but thankfully with Benedict Cumberbatch, he pulls it off incredibly well, and it's not the accent that you have to focus on, it's the character of Stephen. And at the start he's very narcissistic, he's big-headed, and all he thinks about is himself and what interests him the most. He doesn't care about helping people that do need help. When he's taken into this far across land to be introduced to this new world, as well as us, that's when his character changes. He totally has a 180-degree turn, and it's a great transition to see him become such a great hero. Another great shout out would be to Tilda Swinton. I actually really liked her character as the Ancient One. I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding her casting, but I say to you, don't worry about that. She's a fabulous character in the movie. But she drives the movie, and she is the teacher within this film to the audience and to Stephen as well. But she is a great character. I had so much fun with her. I hope they delve more into her in the future films, but we'll just have to wait and see. With Mads Mikkelsen, he is a great, phenomenal actor. He's very intimidating, and as Khaleesi's, he is intimidating at first. Like, there's an act at the beginning of the film that I think, okay, Marvel's really, you know, opening up the gates on this one. They're letting it loose. But then after a while, it kind of becomes a little bit generic of what Marvel's known for. I do love their villains, especially Loki, or especially Kingpin and Kilgrave especially, but it'd be nice to see that transition into the Marvel movies as well. But with Mads Mikkelsen, that would have been a nice gateway to do that, but unfortunately he kind of just feels filler for a little bit as a villain. Just something else before someone within the story becomes a villain themselves. So that would also be spoilers. And researching into other people's reactions, I think, where they say about the generic origin story, like, you know, the Chosen One and everything, I think for this it was kind of taken out in a different route, especially in the different world that is given, but I didn't really feel like Stephen Strange was the Chosen One. He had to prove himself, and that's by changing himself into someone much more greater than he was before. And I went to see it with my dad, and he said how different it felt and how unique it was. And it wasn't because of the visuals in the world, it was because of the story. We've seen it before, like a hero, you know, comes to fruition, but with Doctor Strange it kind of takes it in a route where it's a man becoming selfless rather than selfish, and that's what I took away from this story. What it's done, I think, for the MCU, Doctor Strange, is it's opened the world up to new possibilities, new realms, which we've got to explore. There's loads of things that has opened up for Marvel now. Whether Doctor Strange will pop up next, he might pop up in Thor Ragnarok, who knows? But also he's going to appear up in Avengers Infinity War, which is really exciting to see, and how he will interact with the other cast members of the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy apparently as well, which is incredibly exciting. My overall thoughts about Doctor Strange is that I've heard people being trepidatious about going to see the movie, whether they think it's just a generic superhero story, or, you know, that they don't really find it that interesting. I'd say go into it with a blind mind. Just go watch it, see what you think, but be prepared for something weirder than you've ever seen in film before, because it's visually interesting, it's a superb cast, it's a great story, great origin, great music actually by Michael Giacchino. But most importantly, it expands the Marvel universe, and that's what's great. It's building up a great universe, and it's forever expanding. And it's going to be interesting to see where it ends up in Avengers Infinity War. Now guys, if you don't remember, my rating system is rated out of kills, out of bills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rate Doctor Strange a 4 kills out of 5 bills. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It felt great to come back into movie reviewing with Doctor Strange, especially a Marvel movie, which you can talk very vastly about. My next review is going to be uploaded tomorrow with The Accountant. So yeah, I don't know what's going to be after that. I did do a video review of Batman vs Superman, so I will get that up as soon as I can. So if you like this video, subscribe, like me on Instagram, because I shoot movies as well, and I act and everything like that, and write my own projects, so if you'd like to watch them, feel free to. Rip me a new arsehole if you like as well, for you little trolls there. Look how cute you are. But yeah, please like me on Instagram, or follow me on Instagram, whatever you want to do. I don't know what they say. I'm literally thinking this off the top of my head. But it is great to be back, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Keep it strange.